let me land in this space and get present, because today is all about you. And this is another free training inside of the group. And we're looking at who your perfect fit clients are and how you can actually tell from their profiles. Because if you don't have a strategy, you're spraying and praying, you're guessing as to, who you're adding and what's going on. So, hey, Juan Pablo, great to see you. You're in Colombia. So if you are jumping on, let us know here. Let us know where you are in the world, because you just don't know what connections you're going to make. And this training and this live and this group really is for you. If you're a coach, a consultant, a mentor, a teacher, a guide, a healer, an entrepreneur who has a mission and wants to serve humanity and really values authentic connection. You want to do that spammy, salesy, rubbish marketing tactic stuff that they told you, because it feels inauthentic and it's not you. You're here because you genuinely want to connect and you want to share your service and you love impacting lives. So this is the group for you. And today's training is about helping you to get clear on how you can know who to connect with. So if you're getting the replay, hashtag replay below, let us know. Hey, Kat, you're in New Zealand. Awesome. Great to see you. Welcome. If you are here catching the replay as well, let us know. Jump in, even though it'll be, it'll be after the fact. Listen, I've got to be honest. I'm going to tell you right now. My brain is not 100% there. I get up at 4 a.m. every day. I love it. It's my favorite time of the day. I love the mornings. That's not the issue. The challenge is that I did something a little bit different this morning that I don't do every morning, which is I hosted a mindset class at 6 a.m., which we do once a month on a Wednesday in Australian time. And I've been in back-to-backs since then. So it's now 3 p.m. in Australia. I've not had a break yet, and we've got our training. Then we go into a business builder session. The brain is slightly fried, but that's not going to stop me from sharing the goods with you today. So I hope you've got a pen or a note taker, electronic note taker, whatever that thing is, because there's some gems here that you don't want to miss out on today. No doubt you know the struggle of this. You've worked with a coach, you've taken a program, you've been given some advice on what you're supposed to do on social media to build your online business. And it's not that the stuff that you've been given hasn't been of value, and it's not that the stuff, I don't know what you've been given, but if you're here trying to find out more about who you should be connecting with, then my guess is you feel like there's still a missing piece of the puzzle. You're lacking a little bit of clarity. And you're wasting your precious time when you get on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn and you're playing a guessing game. And what I mean by guessing game is this. You probably have an idea of the problem that you help people solve, and you've probably put some psychographics or demographics around who they are as an individual in order to give you a sense of who you should be connecting with. But when you get on social media and you go to find these people, maybe you find them, but your content, your messaging, whatever's happening is not converting for you, certainly not with flow and ease. And if that's happening, it's because you're not adding the right people. So the standard concepts are correct, but what coaches, consultants, marketing degrees, psychology degrees don't tell you is how to know another human on social media and identify if they are actually problem-aware, solution-seeking for what it is that you do. Hey, Kev, let us know where you are in the world, Kev, because you never know who's here looking for what it is that you do either, right? So it's great to be able to make those connections worldwide, globally. You never know who's in this community. So you get on social media, you go into groups, you go into hashtags, you start adding people based on some psychographics, some demographics, and because they kind of fit the bill. In fact, the classic line you've been told is, are they a perfect fit or are they a good fit for me? But it's not even about you. And that's the first step in a major problem and why you are just drained when it comes to trying to build your business on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram. Now, there is no other coach who is teaching you how to read someone's social media profile to know if they are inside of what I call your 10%. Now, your 10%, what we know statistically is that inside of what you would label as your target audience, so psychographics, demographics, whatever those things are, the problem, inside of that pool, there is what you're looking for is your 10%. Now, your 10% is made up of two buckets. The first bucket is what we would say are your 3%. And your 3% are the individuals that are problem aware, solution seeking. And if you can get in front of them in a meaningful way, they convert for you straight away. They don't need selling, they don't need nurturing, they don't need educating. They know they have a problem. They in their brains have identified what it is, and they also know what solution they're looking for, which happens to be yours. Right? It's like, for example, you go to the supermarket, you've got your shopping list, and you know you're going to the supermarket because you're hungry and you need to feed yourself for the week, and you're very, very clear about what it is you want to feed yourself with. These are the people that are inside of your 3%. Now, here's where most coaches, consultants, any type of business owner actually gets it wrong. If you are having feast or famine months, it's because you have your 3% in your target audience, but you're missing a key and crucial component, which is your 7%. Now, your 7% is what gives you consistency every single month, month on month, because these people are the slow burn. They're the ones that you're going to wine and dine and romance, educate. But those 7% keep turning into your 3%. So here now we have our consistency. But most coaches and consultants are in fear mode most of the time. It's pretty scary being an entrepreneur, right? Kev, these percentages are everywhere. You can look at HubSpot. If you type it in, you'll see it. It's everywhere. So your 7% is what keeps your pipeline warm, consistent, and keeps ticking over. And most coaches and consultants are only focused on getting the things, the people, connecting with the ones that are going to convert now, because I need the money, I need to have security, I need to have safety. So I just want to know who wants to work with me now. And you're not thinking much longer than the month ahead. So then you have a feast month, pardon me, and you feel good, and you kind of take your foot off the pedal a little bit when it comes to prospecting, connecting, converting. The following month, you're in famine. And you're not quite sure what it is that you even did to get to the feast month, because it's been at a guess. Now, who is your 7%? This is really, really important, because your 7% are they're problem aware, but they are a slower burn, and they will convert over time, but they do need a little more education, pardon me, and a little more nurturing. However, here's where coaches and consultants get it wrong. When you're in conversation with someone who you think might be a good fit for you, they fit the profiling, and you're in a conversation, they say, I'm working with someone at the moment, I'm with a coach, I'm good, thank you. Most of you will go, well, that was a waste of time. They're not a good fit for me. They're already fixing the problem, and then you forget about them and you move on. And that is where you make your biggest mistake in being able to build consistency in your revenue and in your mission. Because the 7% of people who are already working with a coach, consultant in a program are absolutely and definitely your people. And the reason you can have certainty that these are your people is because they are demonstrating that they value being on the journey relative to whatever your service is. So for example, I'll use myself as an example. I help people with their messaging. I help people with their client attraction, organic. I help people to learn how to create content. I help people understand their audience using human behavior principles, all of those beautiful things. If I'm in conversation with somebody and they say, thanks, I'm working with a coach who's helping me with my organic client attraction, I do not forget about these people, because I know that once they're finished with that coach, they're going to be looking for the next thing. How do I know that? Well, let's have a look at you and your journey. If you're in this group, it's because you value authentic connection and you want to grow your business. And you have no doubt already worked with a coach or taken a program of some description to learn how to do that. But you still don't feel 100% clear and certain that you've got the exact strategy that you need to just keep going now. And that is not a judgment. But what happens is you're looking for the next thing, the next learning, the next understanding to take you to your next level. So the learning journey actually never stops. How many times have you learned something, you've had an amazing learning, and then you're ready to learn the next thing? Maybe it's in your health and fitness. Maybe it's in your personal development, your mindset, your business. Maybe it's in your relationship with your partner or your children, whatever that thing is. You've actually been on a journey of consistently expanding your awareness and your ability. So it's not just a one-stop shop where you're just like, okay, done, I got the thing, I'm finished, I'm baked, I'm cooked, the chicken's ready to go. So the same thing's happening for your audience. So if you help people to grow their business, or if you help them with their relationship, they might be working with a coach, but once they get what they feel they needed from that coach or that program, they're ready to go to their unique next level, and they want another individual or another program to help them flourish to their next level. So these are your 7%. So next time you're in conversation with someone and they say, I'm working with a coach, I hope you will not forget about these people or write them off, because they're actually going to work with you next if you know how to connect with them. So we've identified that we're looking for your 10%. Rather than spraying and praying, rather than having a guess, rather than just thinking, okay, anybody who fits a kind of, simplistic profile of psychographics, demographics, blah, 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 all that crap that you get told in a marketing degree, a psychology degree, whatever it is. It doesn't matter if they're not problem-aware, solution-seeking. It doesn't matter if they tick some boxes. They're not your people. There are plenty of humans in this world that I could say, yes, they're in business. It's clear to me that they don't know how to create content very well. It's clear to me that they don't know how to find their people very well. It's clear to me that they don't know how to connect with humans very well. But unless that human actually is looking for a solution, they're not my person. And so too for you. So you don't go and add people who don't demonstrate a problem-aware, solution-seeking element. I'm just going to jump into the comments. So Kev, yep, there's a whole difference between someone who's already paid even $1 than someone who's paid nothing. All right, so if you are here with us, let's just do a quick check-in. Let me know where you are in the world. Let the team know, because you never know, what connections you're going to make. And it's always really beautiful to see, who's here, who's around the world, where you are, because that's just one of the most incredible things about being in the world now, isn't it? That we can connect with one another every corner of the globe. So let us know you're here. Let us know where you're at. Okay, so you're looking for your 10%, but now you're like, all right, so they have to be problem-aware, solution-seeking. How the heck do I tell with a high degree of certainty from someone's profile that they are problem-aware, solution-seeking? So here's what's not working. Trawling Facebook groups, looking for content to make comments on, and then adding people because they made a comment that kind of looks like they might be your person. Going to Facebook groups or hashtags and working your way down the list, trying to look for people that kind of can tick some boxes on your list. Okay, yep, they're 35 to 40, they're male, they're a CEO, blah, 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 blah. None of those things matter, remember? It's not they don't matter, pardon me. They form part of the picture, but they don't tell you if that individual is problem-aware, solution-seeking. And when you do that, you actually turn yourself into a consumer of your audience. If you're getting in Facebook groups, going to Instagram or LinkedIn hashtags, and you're just looking for people to bring them into your friends list, you've turned your audience into a commodity, or potential audience into a commodity. And so when they become the commodity, you become the consumer of them. They're not consuming your service, you're trying to consume them. This is the difference between getting clients and client attraction. The minute you turn yourself into a consumer and you're treating people like a commodity, you've actually likened yourself to a predator in the wild. And what I mean by that is you are chasing after them like they are prey. I've got to go into my Facebook group. I've got to go down the list and look for content to comment on. I've got to check who else commented on there, check their profiles, add them as friends, or go to Instagram hashtags, do the same process, consume, commodity, predator, prey. And what does prey do when a predator is chasing it in the wild? It runs the other way, runs away from you. So your potential clients are running away from you because you're chasing after them and treating them like a commodity, because you haven't been taught a better way. You've just been told, go into the Facebook group, go add people, go into the hashtag, go add people. But there's a key element missing behind that strategy, which is an understanding of human behavior, connection, and how to actually read people's profiles. But you can't even begin to know how to read someone's profile until you know what you're actually looking for. So give me a hashtag clients in the chat if you would love to know what you should be looking for. Because if you don't know, you are spraying and praying. You're guessing, you're hoping. It's like throwing spaghetti on the wall to check that it's cooked. It's like throwing confetti into the wind. Steen's up for it. Hashtag clients, you ready? Okay, we've got one. We've got at least one person that has said yes, they want to know. All right, get your writing utensils if you don't have this already. Kev's down for the win. Okay, awesome. So your perfect prospects are made up of two things. They're made up of both spirit and matter characteristics. Now, you probably have, to a degree, a somewhat understanding of their matter characteristics. This is mostly what's being taught out there. Most of the coaches are regurgitating the stuff that they learned from their coach about how to find your clients, and they got it from their coach who got it from Seth Godin's book, or, you know, Donald Miller or some crap like that. The matter characteristics are important. So we're going to start there because it's the easiest to understand. The matter characteristics are the tangibles, the must-haves, the traits, the actions, the demographics, the psychographics. For most of you, you'll have a fairly kind of foundational understanding. Age, location, relationship status if you're a relationship coach, business revenue if you're helping people with their business, industry if you're helping people with a specific problem that's very relative to a specific industry. So the matter characteristics are the tangibles, the must-haves, the demographics. And you are probably adding people based on those things alone. But this is where you end up like full of people in your profile that have just the tangible characteristics, but you haven't been able to identify if they're problem aware, solution seeking. So actually they're not your 10%. necessarily. It's like needle in a haystack. So you definitely want to get clear on what the matter characteristics are. Now, inside of the one-on-one work I do with my clients, we have a perfect prospect program. There is a series of quality questions that we go through under the matter characteristics for you to have complete certainty around what those are. But you probably have a little bit of an idea already. The mustards or the must-haves. Is it the Aussie accent, Steen? It must be the Aussie accent. And it must also be that I've been working for 12 hours and I've still got a couple of hours left to go. I reckon my words are getting slurrier as the day goes on, right? Plus we had mindset class earlier today. So while that's super inspiring, it's, you know, you've got to give a lot of yourself. So let's go with mustards. Let's just say it's mustards. All right. So there's a series of quality questions that we look at inside of Perfect Prospect program around, well, what are those tangibles, right? And you'll have a fair idea of some of them for yourself already. In fact, that's probably how you're adding people anyway, based off that. But the way to tell if they're problem-aware solution seeking is actually through what I label as their spirit characteristics. Now, this is a process that I've created. This is a process that my clients already that have done this program with me have worked through. And some of the results, for example, you start to get a 75% conversion on your content because you're only bringing in the right people. Only like 99%, right? So you increase your revenue dramatically because your content is now, if you bring in 100 people, 75 of them are converting. So this is where you need to get clear on their spirit characteristics, because this is how you identify that they actually are looking for what it is that you do. Now, as an overview, the spirit characteristics I label as energy, mission, and heart. Inside of the quality questions that we look at around their spirit, what we're looking for is what their void is, what they value, and how they express that value. Because that demonstrates to you what they perceive to be missing, what they think the solution is, the value, and how they're trying to express that as a solution and get that need fulfilled. So there's a series of quality questions underneath the spirit components, but you want to start to ask yourself, you know, what is it that my audience thinks is missing? What is it that they value? And what do they think is the vehicle for expression? For example, if you're a relationship coach, you'll know that your audience values probably connection, and they're trying to express that through the vehicle of an intimate relationship. So you want to work out what yours is to give you a bit of an insight into how to get started. Now, obviously, it is beyond this training. The Perfect Prospect program itself is done over 6 sessions. So there's no way we're going to get through everything in the next 5 minutes. But for you to start to think about today, their spirit, because this is not what you've been taught. And so you probably know tangibles, but spirit, you want to start to think about, what is their energy, their mission, their heart? What do they think is missing? What do they value relative to that missingness? And what is the vehicle for their expression? Because then you can start to read on their profile. Now, I hope you've got your pen, because once you are clear on what those things are, here's how you read their profiles. This is the list of things to look at once you know what you're looking for. And you want to know how you can read from these elements that it's clear that they have the spirit and the matter. So once you know what their matter and their spirit characteristics are, you are then going to look at the following things. I'm going to use Facebook, but it's different for Instagram, slightly different for LinkedIn, although there's some similarities. You're going to have a look at what's in their banner. Nobody is sharing anything in their banner that is not important to them. Remember, people are projecting a persona on social media. Nothing is at random. So their banner is giving you clues around their spirit and their matter. Their profile picture is also giving you clues. Once you know what you're looking for, you can very quickly hone in on their banner, their profile picture. The words under their profile picture. What have they got in their intro, if anything? Now, by the way, this list is not necessarily done in conjunction, but it can be done in conjunction. What you're doing is once you have certainty, you might get that certainty from the banner. You're done. You can see it. It's clear as day. Spirit and matter have come together. Sometimes you have to dig a little deeper. So if you can't see it from banner, profile picture, then you're going to go to their about section. Their about section's giving you lots of different information there that you can match with your spirit and matter characteristics. Their work, their education, their check-ins, their relationship status, the events they've been to, page likes. It starts to become very, very easy once you know what you're looking for. So you want to get clear on what their spirit and matter is, and then you want to go to those elements on their profile to determine, are they matching the characteristics? Because now you know that they are inside of your 10% target audience. Anything at a guess, you are wasting your time. All right, now before we finish up, team, let us know. John, I can see you've jumped on, so I know you're in New Zealand. But for those of you that weren't with us at the start, let us know where you are. But also, let us know in the chat, who is it that you serve and how do you help them? Because this group is about you, and it's about you making connections, and you might meet somebody here today that you can do a collaboration with. There might be somebody who has questions for you about what it is that you do. You never know who is here. So let us know in the chat before we finish up, team. I know we've got people in Europe, New Zealand, Australia, Kev's in Israel. So let us know in the chat before we finish up, who is it that you serve and how do you help them? I would love to hear from you, because you never know who's watching and you never know what connections you can make along the way. So while you're jumping in and doing that, to wrap up, what we've looked at today is who is your actual perfect fit client, because unless they can fit inside of that 10%, they are actually not a perfect fit client. But then to drill in, to identify from their profiles, you need to know what their spirit and their matter characteristics are. And probably what you've done so far with most of the programs is you've learned about what their matter characteristics are, but that's not telling you if they're problem aware solution seeking. So you're missing the spirit component, and that is why you've been adding people and your content is not converting, because the right people are not seeing your content because you've been doing it at a guess. So that's kind of a wrap up, of what we've gone through today. And of course, if you're just jumping on, you can go back and get the replay, or if you missed half, I encourage you to go back. Now, because you are a member of this community, and all for the month of April, we are doing a free training every single week. You have access to a special gift, which I'm popping in the comments now. In Business Builder, we go and find your perfect fit clients. We look at these characteristics. I'm with you in real time, looking at people's profiles and guiding you so that you don't have to keep guessing. So Business Builder, there is nothing like this on the market. It is client attraction done with you in real time. What does that mean? We literally log in and you are executing your client attraction strategy that I give you, by the way. And then I'm with you watching your screen and I'm guiding you. I'm saying, hey, Kev, what about this person? Have a look at this. From what you've shared with me around what it is that they need to demonstrate, this individual showing it in their banner, in their profile picture. Hey, Steen, I know that you said that, you love to serve ambitious introverted leaders. Well, if we go in and have a look at their photos, we can see from this picture, this is what it looks like to know for sure that they're an introvert. I'm doing it with you in real time. So if that would be of benefit to you, if you would love to get connection, community, and actually have your activities convert for you instead of guessing, I encourage you to use the offer in the chat. For the next 48 hours, you can join Business Builder and get 10% off your gold level membership for the very first month. There is a coupon code to use at the checkout. That is content. The link is in the comments below. I would love to see you there. I would love to serve you and help you share your mission and connect with the right humans. Until next week, team, I hope you have an incredible day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you all very soon. Bye for now.